Hello, YouTube, and see if I can get Facebook started here. Allow. There we go. Oh, I'm very close, Facebook. Hello, Facebook. All right. If you're new to my live here, I have 4 devices. So if I am not looking at you, it's because I have 4 devices streaming from 4 different platforms. It's been about a month since I've done a live, so love hanging out with you all. I will tell you a million times whatever you want to chit chat about, whatever questions you have for me, go ahead and put them in the chat. And I will say this, because I am managing multiple devices, I will tell you that it's important that if I miss your question, which is very possible, just go ahead and put them in the comments again. All right, so who is this random grandma is what YouTube is asking. My name's Carole Jones. Yes, I am a grandma. Here's my whole thing is I've kind of taken off. I started a new YouTube channel last year. I had a different one that went hand in hand with my food blog. And when I sold my food blog last year, I had to sell my YouTube channel because I had all of my videos on it. So I sold it. So I restarted a YouTube channel end of August last year. And finally, it is getting some attention. And I have to tell you, I love YouTube, but it's so interesting to me on each platform, the type of comments that I get as a content creator. I get called an old grandma a lot on YouTube. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. 67, no way, I am 53. But yeah, that's okay. But I know I'm old. I know I'm a grandma, but you know what? This is my full-time job and I love what I do. And I love that I can make significant income from content creation. So as you all are here, feel free to comment. I'm going to see if I have missed comments, if I have missed questions. I took in some questions from my stories as well. I don't know what it is about the TikTok platform, but I have such a hard time reading. There you go. Grandma, have a hard time reading small texts. All right. Man, Facebook, you guys have been so quiet on my past few lives. So we can talk about whatever it is that you want to chit chat about. Otherwise, I am not putting my hand over the camera. I am so sorry, John. Yeah. So we can do some content creation coaching. We can chit chat about some recent content. I have questions we can go through. And again, if I missed your question, if I missed your prompt, feel free to hop in there and ask it again. Don't take it personally. If you weren't here, I have 4 different devices going on. All right. So I did have one question in my for my stories asking about my daughter's health. If you missed the videos, actually I've had 3-4 videos talking about how we've had to take my youngest to Mexico to get the health care that she needs. And some people were asking for an update. We met with her doctor again this week. We were able to do so virtually. We did not have to travel down to Mexico. She is doing well. We have a diagnosis. We have a treatment plan. If you know anything about POTS and dysautonomia, there is no cure. There is just management. So she has had a massive amount of things she is tracking and changing and supplements. In fact, my second oldest son is creating an app for her to be able to manage all of this and track all of this, because we're going to be sending these pieces of data to her doctor because we want to make sure that she is improving. But thank you so much for checking in on her, and she is doing well. I also had another question related to my daughter as far as her service dog. Yes, she has a service dog. He is a medical alert dog. You all were there when we had all of the drama related to trying to take him on an Allegiant flight. That ended up going okay. I didn't create any content about it, but no lie, on our way home from where we went, we were taxiing to go take off, and the flight attendant walks up to me and she says, "I'm so sorry, but we have him as a pet in cabin. Do you have a carrier you can put him in?" I was like, what? Anyways, it all got worked out, but I was just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, we ended up going to the airport 2 hours beforehand. Airport was not a problem at all. And we really didn't run into any problems until that on the way home. So shout out to Allegiant for making it good. And I was on our local news. I appreciate the local news coming and chit-chatting with us. Hey, Facebook, you guys are usually my chit-chatty ones. Talk to me. All right, let's see over here on YouTube. So just found your channel today. Oh, awesome. Find you to be very inspiring. Well, I appreciate that. John, I am not putting my hand over the camera. I'm just not. So sorry. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay. Again, if you're just hopping on, I have 4 devices. So if I missed your question, you guys go ahead and ask it. Let's talk a little bit about content creation. Somebody asked me on, I think it was Facebook, why do I charge so much for my coaching? I don't think I charge so much. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this live, this is my full-time job. This is my small business. So yes, I am going to charge for my coaching. I had somebody who said to me a few months ago, I don't want coaching, I just want a mentor. I'm going to charge for a mentorship then too, right? So I have 3 ways that you can work with me. You can do small group coaching, which is $69 a week for 12 weeks. It's a very set curriculum. I have one-on-one coaching, which yes, that is expensive because I am creating very specific education and curriculum just for you. That is $199 a week. And then 3-4 weeks ago, no, that's not true. 6 or 7 weeks ago, I launched a course version of my small group coaching. It is 12 weeks long. It is that same curriculum that I do live with my small groups, but for people who have conflicts for work or can't attend 12 weeks in a row the same night for an hour, which I totally get, it's an option for them. And that is $5.99 for that. So I think that is extraordinarily reasonable. If you think it is expensive, just do a little bit of research and see how much experts are charging for their knowledge content. 5 or 6 years ago, I bought an Amy Porter, and I'm not Amy Porterfield, but I bought an Amy Porterfield course for $2,000. Yeah. Let's see. Trudy, yes, I talked about that actually. She asked if I was able to travel with my daughter's service dog. I did mention that already earlier in the live, but yes, I did. If you can watch the replay and see all the details, but yes, we had success with that. Great question. Let's see over here. You're going to donate $1,000, huh? Give me the $1,000, John, and then I will believe you. YouTube's an interesting platform for me. All right, guys, what questions you got for me? It can be about content creation. I'm happy to do some free coaching for you. It can be about anything. I had somebody on Instagram who asked me why I'm not, she was a little, I don't want to say upset, but frustrated that I wasn't detailing how I have but lost weight over the past year. That is a personal choice of mine. I just know I have clients who have done weight loss content, and it is a can of worms. No matter what you say, whether you are Michaela over on TikTok claiming that she did all natural or whatever it is, no matter what I tell you, you're either not going to believe me, you're going to judge me. It's just, I did what my doctor and I worked together and put together a plan for me. And has it been easy? No, but weight loss is never easy. And it's taken a lot of work. So yeah, I understand that you want me to detail that out because that's what my content has been known for geez, how long have I been on social media? Ages. Details, right? And very, very specifics. But at the same time, I value my mental health, and I have enough hate coming from just normal content. It's crazy to me how sometimes just creating content about something simple like cooking or cleaning, people are right? As soon as I start talking about weight loss, that is just going to go to a whole other level. So, all right, what questions you got for me? Are you on TikTok and you are struggling to grow? Oh, I don't know what I just did. Hey, I am here to give you guys all the free coaching that you want. All right, let's see. If not, I've got here. All right, I have a client or a potential client over on Facebook who is considering joining my next small group, which begins Monday, August 18th. And she's like, she is, what would she say, 68, 69? Gosh dang it, I should have written it down. And her whole thing is she's just afraid of being on camera. She goes, I don't know if I'll be able to get over that. So I actually have a YouTube video, long form YouTube video coming out this week detailing about how to become more comfortable in front of the camera. I consider myself very much so an expert when it comes to that. A lot of my clients are brand new content creators. I love helping women over the age of 50. I work with clients of all ages, but I just have such a sweet spot and just does my heart so good, helping women over the age of 50 jump into content creation. But I understand the hesitation. It's hard to talk face to camera, right? It is hard to do that and sound natural. Part of my coaching walks you through some very basic exercises to be able to do so. A really great way to do that is just start with some B-roll. Don't even talk. Just get used to seeing yourself on camera, right? Take a video of yourself unloading the dishwasher and put some text on screen and then publish that. What a great way to get used to seeing yourself on camera. If that is a major hurdle for you, right? Do that for like the first month. And then next time, do another B-roll. Maybe this time you're, I don't know, unloading the groceries or whatever. But instead of text on screen, right? Instead of a text overlay, you're now going to talk as a voiceover, right? It's, again, you're not talking face to camera. Baby steps, right? And here's the beauty of content creation. It's like any new skill. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I haven't been going live very long, maybe 18 months, but my whole thing was, what if nobody shows up, right? Who cares, right? Just talk to the camera. So if talking to the camera, being on camera, worried about how you look, worried about, I had somebody else earlier this week, I just hate my voice. I wish they had voice filters. If you are going to be a content creator, a successful content creator in 2025, your absolute biggest priority has to be authenticity, okay? It has to be just showing up, whether that's your hair's done and you have makeup on, or you just rolled out of bed and your hair's a disaster, you have a baseball cap on, your dark circles, whatever it is, right? Just show up and be there for your audience. People connect with real people. Aesthetic on social media is gone. That doesn't mean that there aren't accounts that have that aesthetic vibe and there aren't brands that want that aesthetic vibe. But that used to be like what everybody had to achieve. And TikTok during COVID completely changed that. So don't be afraid of just showing up authentically as you are and just share your life. Share the things that are driving you crazy. Share the fun things. Share a crazy thought that came into your head. I have a video coming later today I've been in the process of cleaning my grout and I had a thought about the water temperature today that's coming out of my faucet. I live in Arizona, right? I am just creating a goofy little piece of content that took me, no lie, like 2 minutes to shoot and edit. It's going to come out later maybe later this afternoon, maybe this evening. I can't remember what time I have it scheduled. Doesn't matter. But all it is me like taking the temperature of the cold water coming out of my faucet here in the Phoenix Valley. It's over 100 degrees, right? I think it's 7, maybe 8 seconds long. Make it simple. Don't make it complicated for yourself. Whether you're on YouTube, start with shorts, right? You don't have to make 10-minute videos to start. TikTok especially, the algorithm loves those short 7 to 10-second videos. The biggest driver of the algorithm right now across all platforms, no matter what platform you are on, is watch time. And watch time is a percentage. So a good 7 to 10-second video, it's easy to get above 50% watch time, right? Because that goes like that. They're there long enough to see what your video's about, and all of a sudden 2-3 seconds is gone and boom. So yeah, just make it short, simple. You don't have to sit and lecture or talk or educate. I would tell you, in fact, if you are new, don't do that because this is how I explain it to my clients. Instead of like pushing your knowledge out into the world, which you are going to get to, instead invite people into your space and just share whatever it is that's going on in your life. Let people connect with who you are, the real person, not the expert. Yeah. All right, I have a question over here. Let's see, Barbara has to say, I have such energy and so much knowledge being a content creator. I'm so unsure where to even begin. I got to click on the see more. See, just going to keep following your videos, and maybe in future we'll reach out. But thanks for this video today. Appreciate you. Okay, Barbara, you are very, very welcome. I try to mix in some content creation coaching into my content, as well as mixing in just my life, right? Why? Here's the thing is, yes, I need to sell my coaching. I'm open and honest about that, whether that's the course, whether that's the small group, whether that's the one-on-one. But people don't always want to hear that. People always ask me, well, I don't know what niche, I don't know what my expertise should be. Here's how I explain why you shouldn't pick a niche. You should be your niche, because let's say you have a best friend or even just an acquaintance, right? And every time you see that person, they talk about the exact same thing. Oh my gosh, she will not stop talking about cleaning, right? And that's all she ever talks about every time you see her, right? People don't, yes, there is a little bit of an algorithmic benefit for having a very niched topic, but your audience will tire of it, as well as you will tire of having a very niched channel topic, whatever it is. let whatever your name is, right? You are that niche. And when people ask me all the time, well, oh, what's your niche? Me. I'm my niche. I talk about my business. I talk about my family. I talk about travel. I talk about the food I'm making. I talk about whatever it is that I'm cleaning in my house, right? Oh my gosh, right? Who wants to hang out with somebody who always talks about the same thing every time you see them? I don't at all. So instead, right? Instead, just share yourself. And there's Mr. Jones there in the background. You can get out of the shot if you like there, sir. All right. So, okay. I have not been, guys, if I've missed your questions, again, I have 4 devices going. Let's see over here on Instagram. Give you a lot of credit for, trying to see here, biking in Arizona. Amen to that. My dad lived in Sun City and was there. Oh yeah. So I am training for a 30-mile mountain bike race with my son-in-law. Somebody asked me, oh, what made you do that? My son-in-law. And I love him and I enjoy hanging out with him. So we are doing that together in November. And here's the big thing is that, yeah, it's crazy hot here still in Arizona. I got up this morning. My alarm went off at 4:45 this morning so that I could be at the place I was going to mountain bike this morning a little after 5, so that as I got about 10 minutes in, the sun came up, the sunrise, and I rode for, I think it was about a 50-minute ride this morning. So that by the time it was starting to get hot, I was done. Yeah, I'll be very grateful once September and October rolls around and I can bike, not say anytime, but in the evening. Right now, like even after the sun goes down, it's still like 104, 105. And that is just, no, thank you. All right, what else do we have here? I feel like I'm ignoring you, TikTok. I don't mean to be. Let's see. I have all these requests to join my live, and no thanks. Unless you're like a client of mine, I would love to chit chat with you guys and do a live together. Always. I am traveling this fall with a friend of mine who's also a past client. Hey, my friend, latest from the 80s. Yeah. Jen and I over here on TikTok are going on vacation together. And I was thinking, Jen, you and I, we need to put together like a content plan, some lives, some, I don't know, just something together. We're going to try to pitch to the company that we are traveling with to see if, I actually submitted it last week, just to see if we can put together a brand partnership. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I don't know why Instagram doesn't like to scroll through my comments for me. So again, if I have missed your question, your comment, don't be afraid to comment. All right. Me too, Jen. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for a vacation. What else do we have here on YouTube? Nothing yet. John, I'm so sorry. John's still hanging out with me here on YouTube and keeps asking me to do things for him, but that's not happening. All right, unless we have any other questions, I'm going to go back to my questions from stories. We talked about that. Oh, speaking of brands, Jen, somebody asked me, how do I find the really best paying brand deals? One of the things that I do work with my clients, whether it is one-on-one, small group, or the course is teaching you how to find those brand deals. There are platforms, yes, that you can find them on. As Jen will attest to, though, they are coming with more and more strings attached. A lot of them make you give them lifetime access to your content, which I'm happy to do, but you're gonna have to pay for that. But they're like offering you like $500 for the video plus everything else. Yeah, no thanks. So how do you find 4, sometimes 5-figure brand deals? Well, yes, you have to have a following, but I would tell you, out of all of the metrics that they look at, it is probably significantly less important than it used to be. Sometimes all it is a threshold. And I see more and more, I have too many followers, right? Because I have over 100,000, except everywhere on YouTube. So that I disqualify myself for a lot of them, because they're looking for more smaller creators, especially those that have like 1,000 to under 10,000 followers or subscribers. So there are these platforms that you can apply and pitch through. They aren't my favorite because they generally aren't the best paying. Sometimes you'll see a little golden egg, a little golden ticket out there. Sometimes they are, I don't know. What I like about platforms is I've never not been paid for something if it's been on, sorry, my husband just handed me a note. Now I just lost my train of thought. I don't have to chase anybody down to pay me, because the platforms take care of that for me. So I appreciate that. For me, the best deals I've ever gotten is I pitch directly to a brand. I put together a little PowerPoint presentation with my stats. I put together some feedback about what I think I could help them do in their social media content and their marketing plan. And I put together a pitch of what that would look like for them. And if it's going to be a big brand, I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that. Yeah, Jen says, or $100. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like some of the prices, TikTok Shop, looking at you, TikTok, has changed what brand deals look like. They are harder to find, the ones that are worth my time and my energy, but they are out there. And if you're a new creator and you don't have a following, look into UGC work. There are some good paying UGC jobs. In fact, I think a lot of brands are moving from brand partnerships with influencers. I hate that word, content creators, and instead moving more towards UGC. So again, look into UGC. I will occasionally do UGC. Mainly the UGC work I apply for is for my dogs. And anytime I want to do UGC, it won't be with my face, because this is going to sound horrible, but I have enough of a following that I don't want a brand to pay a minimum price, but get some benefit from people recognizing who I am. But again, I'm not saying that as a brag. That's just the reality of it. If I'm going to show my face on a piece of content that they're paying for, they're going to pay for my face to be on content, if that makes out. Yeah, Jen says she is working on reaching out directly, and Fiverr. I love that. Yeah. And UGC work, totally. If you see a brand that is doing UGC work as well, totally reach out to them and say, hey, here it is. I was approached by AARP. YouTube, you guys love to call me a grandma. But here's what I talk about often for women over 50. There is such opportunity. AARP is not going to hire a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 20-year-old to create content for them, right? And so AARP reached out to me and said, hey, what is your rate for a UGC video? But they wanted it face to camera. So I significantly raised my rates for my normal UGC, because I normally do faceless UGC. And then they wanted a significant amount of usage rights. So I thought I was shooting my shot, and I made it a big number. Literally within 2 minutes later, I got an email back. Oh yeah, that's totally within budget. I'm like, oh, I should have doubled my price. I'll still be happy with it, right? So I'm just like, but you just don't know. Sometimes you price yourself out, but I should have known AARP is a very big organization, and I should have just gone for more. All right, over here on YouTube, oh my goodness, over here on Facebook, Linda wants to know, how did you get started? I got started as a content creator back in 2008, before social media even existed. And people like, anytime I say that, social media didn't even exist in 2008. Yeah, I'm well aware. I was a food blogger, and I mentioned this earlier in the live, but I sold that blog last year because I wanted to. It takes a lot of time, especially in days of AI and in days of SEO. It is constant work to get a food blog to show up when somebody is searching for something. So I sold that for a nice chunk of change, invested that. And what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I went all in on social media. And this is 100% my job. Very, very scary to do because my blog brought me in consistent revenue. Even if I hadn't posted a single recipe, right, it was ad revenue because I had built a lot of traffic through Pinterest, a lot of traffic through Google and search engine optimization. So that was kind of scary for me, but I went full time last year. It's been, is that true? Last year? 25, 24. Yeah, so I sold the blog in March of 24, but I hadn't been doing work on it much for the 6 months leading up to it. I just put it up for sale, and had some offers that fell through. Long story, but yeah. So I would say for about at least 18 months, I have been full time, 100% all in on this, and coaching people. And people always say, well, why is your one-on-one coaching so expensive? Because I've spent 18 months working with hundreds of clients, and I have fine-tuned that, right? And I know exactly how to help people to go from point A to wherever it is that your goal is, and teaching you those best practices and how to connect on social media. Hands down, the most important aspect of social media. All right. Making sure I'm not missing any questions. All right, perfect. Oh, thanks, Jen. Jen over here on TikTok. Well, she says best coach, and I appreciate that. She's also the friend we're going on vacation together. So, Jen, I have to tell you that I was talking to a friend back in Minnesota, and she's like, you're going on vacation with somebody you've never met in person? I'm like, yeah, but we've hung out enough together that I have zero concerns. Like, I just know that we're just going to have an amazing time together. So that is what, I'm not giving you exact dates, but in November. So Jen and I, man, we're going to be all over social media and just sharing a girls' week together. I'm so excited for that. All right, what do we have here? Already talked about that. Oh, I had somebody on TikTok who asked me, girl, I can't wait to dance. All right. So somebody asked me on TikTok that she is thinking of completely pivoting her channel. She does, this particular topic. And she's like, I kind of what we were talking about before. She is just done. She goes, I can't stand talking about this anymore. She goes, I just want to pivot to something completely new. Her question is, should I start a brand new channel to do so? No. Can I tell you how many times? I don't want to say I've pivoted, but for the majority of my social media experience, my content was 100% food content. It was recipes, it was food tips, it was hacks, anything that was related to food, because that's where I felt I had to stay in a niche. But let me tell you, it wasn't until I don't want to say left that behind, but like opened and widened anything that I wanted to talk about, that's where I took off. That's where I went from, okay, yeah, that's a nice little bit of money, to holy cow, this is a full-time income. Don't be afraid to pivot if you are burnt out on whatever it is that you're talking about. And here's what I tell you. I wouldn't go from, okay, this starting tomorrow, I am never talking about that topic ever again. I would say twice a week, create some content about what it is that you want to work in. Get your audience used to seeing other content from you, and also the content that they found you from. And if you look at my feed over the past, especially the past 6 months, very little food content. Not to say I love creating food content, but it's just not my, I've been doing this since 2008, burned out on it. Even more reason not to niche down, okay? So if you are looking to pivot, don't be afraid to do so. Don't start a new channel. Will you lose some followers? Absolutely, right? Are you going to lose the majority of them? No, but probably 20, maybe 30%. And for some people, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so painful. But oh my gosh, think about it. If you go from one topic that you always, always, always talk about. And people are just like, oh my gosh, if Carole talks about cleaning one more time, right? And I know you're thinking about different content creators who only talk about one thing. Now, all of a sudden, you're talking about different topics. People are going to start following you. Maybe they could care less about cleaning content, right? And what they want is whatever it is you're talking about. Maybe you're trying on clothes. Maybe you're, excuse me, you've gone from cleaning to a little bit of financial things, or your travel, or oh my gosh, whatever. Maybe you're just sitting on your couch on a Friday night going, I am just bored out of my mind. What the heck are you guys doing this weekend? Because I am so bored, right? People love that. People want to see messy kitchens. People want to see wrinkles. People want to see people that are like, I really kind of wish I was out with my friends this weekend, but I didn't get invited anywhere. Just be open, authentic, and real with people. And it doesn't matter what your topic is. People are going to love that. Here's the thing. If you are trying to go viral, if you're trying to get 1 million followers, right? I'm not the coach for you, because I'm not going to teach you how to go viral, because here is absolutely the 100% honest truth. It's random. And I don't say it's not because there's not value and that you have to create high quality content, but it's amazing to me. I've been doing this long enough to know the things that I think are going to go viral never go viral. The content that I create, that I put a lot of time in planning and shooting and editing, rarely goes, I won't say rarely, never goes viral. The stuff that does go viral is the stuff that I never expected to. Over on YouTube, for the past 2 weeks, I've gotten over 12,000 new subscribers from a video of me refilling my Dawn Power Wash with my own DIY recipe. It's a video that I've created. I think this is the 4th iteration of it. It's been probably a year since I've created it, but I'm like, I needed to refill my Dawn Power Wash. I'm like, I haven't talked about this for a while. So I set up my camera and I created a simple video. I showed my messy kitchen in the background. And for whatever reason, it just is going like wildfire on YouTube. And I love it, right? But did it do okay on the other platforms? It did okay. So you just never know. Just share whatever it is that's going on in your life, whether you're making a new bottle of Dawn Power Wash, or you're sitting on your couch and you're sad because you didn't get invited to go do whatever your friends are doing, or whatever, right? Just share your life and you'll be amazed at the parts that take off. And the reason I always have my clients on all 5 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Threads, is because there are different audiences on every platform, and what Facebook wants may not be what TikTok wants. So it's amazing how often those things get switched, or how those things just, oh my gosh, this just killed it on Facebook, but like got nothing on any other platform. Who cares, right? I'll take the traffic. I'll take the revenue. I'll take the followers over on Facebook. But then 2 weeks later, something takes off over on YouTube. So get on all 5 platforms. TikTok especially. I see a lot of creators that are just like, oh, I'm just only doing TikTok. That's okay. But instead, you are missing out on opportunities. Take your content that you're creating for TikTok and put it everywhere. You don't have to create content for every single platform. What a waste of time, right? Whatever you're already creating, publish it on TikTok, publish it on Facebook, publish it on YouTube, publish it on Instagram, take it and then publish it everywhere else. And you'll be amazed. You'll just be blown away by like, oh my gosh, that got like 300 views over on TikTok, but I got 300,000 views over on YouTube. Give yourself the opportunity to grow on all 5 platforms. Give yourself the opportunity to create revenue from all 5 platforms. And I'm not talking about monetization. Yes, you can get paid for monetization, but I'll talk about that another time. And give yourself the opportunity to get audiences where they're at. People are like, well, if someone really wanted to follow me, they'd come over to TikTok and follow me. Well, why would you do that? Why would you limit yourself that way? People have their favorite platform for various reasons. Meet your audience where they are at. All right, what questions you got for me? I've been talking for a long time, guys. What else do we have here? All right. On that note, somebody asked me, why do I hate on monetization programs? I don't hate them. Believe me, when I get a video that goes viral and I make thousands of dollars from a single video. I love that. What I don't like about it, as both a content creator and as a coach for my clients, it is hands down the most unreliable source of revenue. If you are on TikTok and you are working your butt off to get into the Creator Rewards program, and let's say the first month you make $5,000, you're like, holy cow, this is life-changing, or $50,000, this is life-changing. Give it 3 or 4 months and then come tell me how much money you're making, okay? It is so unreliable. Hands down, the most reliable would be YouTube, and they pay their creators the best. Instagram pays me pennies, and they only pay right now for photos and graphics. They don't even pay for video content at all. Facebook, I just started their new monetization program 2 weeks ago. Facebook might become my new favorite because they pay for reels, they pay for videos, they pay for stories, hallelujah, they pay for just text, right? Hey, you ask your audience a question and you're just typing into Facebook. They pay for photos, they pay for graphics, they pretty much pay for everything except for lives, but that's okay. So I love that, but I have very little control over the algorithm, right? I would love if every video I published got 50,000 views, but that's just not the reality of it. And I have a lot of followers, right? That's just not the reality of the algorithm in 2025. So instead of me being like, holy crap, I can't pay my bills because I didn't have any videos that performed well on any platform this month, what I would rather do is create revenue streams that really don't rely on the number of views that I have, okay? So who cares if a video only had 500 views if I was able to make some sales, whether that's coaching, I have digital products, I have print on demand, right? For my past clients, I have a newsletter that they can pay and subscribe to for more continuing education from me, right? Who cares how many it becomes so much less of a vanity number. Oh, I only got 500 views. I worked so hard on it. But did you make some sales, right? Were you able to send 10 people an affiliate link, right? High paying affiliate link. Nothing wrong with Amazon. It's a good place to start. But if you're only an Amazon affiliate and you're happy with $50, right? Again, $50 is still $50. Let's add a few zeros behind that by finding some higher, better paying affiliates out there, okay? And they are out there. That's something that I teach my clients as well. So I don't hate monetization programs. I love monetization programs, but I view them as a bonus, right? If I was working an 8 to 5 job, right, and I got a bonus from my boss, that's how I view getting paid for views on platforms, okay? It's wonderful, and I'm super excited for it, but it's something I cannot rely on. So I have created 10, soon to be 11 new revenue streams that have nothing to do with getting paid for views. And it doesn't matter if I only have 500 views versus 500,000 views on a video, because I don't need things to go viral to make money for myself and for my family and for my business. So, yeah. All right. All right, if you're just hopping on, what questions you got for me? It can be about content creation. It can be about any of my content. Does not have to be. I have done a lot of free coaching, and hey, I'm happy to do so. Let's see. When does my next, some over here wants to know when does my next small group start? It starts Monday, August 18th. It lasts for 1 hour. It is 12 weeks long. So every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we meet together for an hour. It is 40 minutes of instruction and 20 minutes of Q&A. But I'll be honest, generally the Q&A goes significantly longer. I'm on for as long as people need me, as well as my clients in small group and all of my clients. Doesn't matter how you work with me, any of the 3 ways. I'm available to you via email for feedback. Hey, I just posted this. What do you think about this? Or questions, clarifications. Hey, I got this from a brand. Is this a good deal? So I help them do a lot of that. And here's the thing. If you only want one session with me, I do one-offs all the time, So don't be afraid of that. Let's see what else we have here. Hello. Yeah. All right. Let's see. One person on YouTube wanted to know if I did account audits. What is an account audit? I look at it's not on my sales page or anything like that, but I have done a handful of them. I look at your profile and I give you feedback and suggestions for your profile, because your profile matters a lot. I teach my clients that it's the closer of a sale, right? People are interested enough in seeing, like, they were interested enough in your content that they come and check out your profile. And if your profile sucks, you just lost the sale of a new follower, a new subscriber, right? So making sure that your profile is that closer, and it does a really great job of closing out that sale and people follow you. So I look at your profile, give you feedback. I look at your content. I give you feedback on what you have published, right? And I give you very specific action items of what's next, right? Here is some content ideas that might perform better for you. Here are some suggestions and action items based on what I've already seen from your content as well. So I do content audits. If you're interested in that, just message me at any time and we can chit chat about that. Oh, thank you guys for the gifts over here on TikTok. Appreciate it. Love you all. Okay, just checking everybody here. Hi, Facebook. You guys are being really quiet. I've said that a few times. Usually Facebook is my most interactive platform when I go live. You guys are being super, super quiet. And here's the other thing I'll tell you. When we're talking about sales, you will have platforms that have value for you in different ways, okay? Obviously, as a woman, 53 years old, who do I connect with and have the biggest following on and create the most revenue for my business? It's Facebook, right? It's because older people like Facebook. There's nothing wrong with that. What do I love about TikTok? Out of the platforms paying me for views, they are the most reliable. I had a little bit of a rough spot about 6 months ago, but I am past that and I appreciate that. What do I love about Instagram? Instagram is still very important for brands. I don't know why, because I'll be honest that Instagram doesn't convert very well, at least for me. I would tell them, holy cow, if you want to work with me, you are so much better at spending that money and letting me publish on Facebook. But nobody ever believes me. They don't believe that I know my audience and my content best, but whatever. So Instagram is very important to me and my small business because it brings me really great paying brand deals. What do I love about YouTube? In the future, one of my goals is to get monetized by the end of 2025. I set that January 1st, and I knew it was going to be a really, really big long shot. Here's what I'll tell you. You need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to get monetized. That's requirement number one. I don't want to say that's easy because it does take time, but the harder thing to get monetized on YouTube for is watch hours. And the one that I'm going for, you have to have 4,000 watch hours, and those only come towards long form video, that horizontal content, or you need 10 million shorts views. So yeah, it's a lot to do on YouTube because YouTube's algorithm is very picky. And I love it. And I love the YouTube algorithm as a user. And I like the YouTube algorithm as a content creator as well. It is so much more reliable than any other platform. But so I will love YouTube, hopefully by the end of the year, because I am monetized and bringing in much more reliable revenue from it. But again, you're going to love every platform for every reason. So don't be afraid of being on all platforms. That we have here. Questions. Thank you for the gift over on TikTok. Love y'all. All right. Let me see. I talked about that. Oh, so somebody on TikTok asked me, how do I get the algorithm to notice me? One of the things we talk a lot about when you work with me is, are you sending the proper signals to the algorithm? Okay. And what the heck does that mean? How your content performs in the first 10 to 30 minutes on any platform determines if your content is going to die that 200 or 300 view death, which TikTok is very well known for, or if it's going to be shown to more people. If you have an account full of views of only 200 or 300 videos, or my goodness, a whole account full of videos that only have 200 to 300 views, that is the algorithm letting you know that you are not sending it the proper signals. So you need to make sure you let the algorithm know what your content is about and who you want to see that content, right? There's a lot of signals that we can send to the algorithm, but those are the two biggest and most important ones. If you have nothing but 200 view videos on your accounts, that's the algorithm saying, I'm showing these videos to the wrong people in those first 10 to 30 minutes. Because if it is shown to a bunch of people and nobody's sharing it, nobody's saving it, nobody's engaging with it, the algorithm is not going to show it to anybody else. So make sure that the algorithm knows what your content is about, and make sure the algorithm knows who you want to see. Who is your ideal viewer, right? Who is it? A woman over 50? Is it a home baker? Is it an Arizona gardener? Is it a pool cleaner? I have no idea, right? Whatever your content is about. Who do you want? If you could pick the first 500 people to see your video, right? If you could hand pick those people, who would it be? Let the algorithm know. How do you do that? Through hashtags and through the caption and through anything that you are putting as text or talking about on your video, okay? So if I am making a banana bread recipe, right? I'm going to make sure that the algorithm knows that this is the best banana bread recipe. I'm going to use that phrase specifically. And I'm going to say something like, if you are a home baker, you are going to love this. Or I'm going to say that in a caption or whatever, right? Let the algorithm know who you want to see it. Maybe you're talking to beginning bakers, right? So let the algorithm know who your ideal viewer is in your through what you're saying in your content, through the text on your screen, and through your caption and through your hashtags. Okay, you'll be amazed how much better your content starts to do when you are very, very specifically paying attention to the signals that you're sending to your algorithm. Okay. The other thing I would tell you is, if you're not getting love from the algorithm, create engagement content, not manipulative engagement content, but create content that is, the whole purpose is to get people to engage with you, right? Ask them for an opinion, ask them to help you with something. There's a million different forms of engagement content. And if you work with me, we're going to go through those, but get people engaging with your content. And that's going to help the algorithm start paying attention to you. And the other thing, we talked about this earlier in the live, the biggest driver of the algorithm is watch time, and watch time is a percentage. So if you are dying the 200 to 300 view death on platforms, right, create content that's 7 to 10 seconds long, right? It is just simple math. If you have a 7-second video and people only watch 2 seconds of that, holy cow, right? That's just under 30%, or right around 30%. That's great, because if you look at your analytics on those 200 views, right, you're probably at 10%. If you can get people to watch like 3, 4, 5 seconds of a 7-second video, it's magic. Okay. So if you're dying the there's no such thing as shadow banning. So get that out of your mind, right? Instead of being, I just, no matter what I do, it's because you keep doing the same thing. Okay. Try different times, try different formats, try different topics, try different lengths. Okay. It is magic. All right, I think I have gotten all my questions that I had through my stories, and the questions that oh wait, my husband brought me one that I missed that I have not talked about yet. All right, let's see. What are we going to do after the live? Somebody wanted to know. What I'm doing after the live is I'm in the process of cleaning my grout. So I'm going to go back to cleaning my grout, and I've got to do some planning. I don't know, anybody's a small business owner, but Sundays I sit down and I plan out my week from a family household perspective. What are we eating? Who's cooking dinner? Because I'm not going to cook dinner every night. Do I need to place a grocery order? All that kind of stuff, right? What does my schedule look like? Who do I have to take to this appointment and this appointment? But then from a business perspective, what are the most important things that I need to get done? And for me, the most important things that need to get done are the things that are going to bring revenue into my business. Everything else are nice to haves, but they're not must haves. So if you are a content creator really trying to focus on bringing in more revenue, making sure that you are prioritizing not the easy to get done stuff, right? Because that's what we like to do. We like to get something done to cross it off our list, right? And it makes us feel accomplished. But then when those endorphins go away, you're still like frustrated because you're not bringing in money. Making sure you are prioritizing every day when you sit down to create some content. How are you prioritizing what you are doing to make sure you are making content or making steps that are going to help your Channels grow, yes, but your revenue grow. You don't need a large following to be bringing in income. You could make income with 0 followers, right? Yeah. All right. So any last minute questions? Otherwise, I'm going to say, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Going once, going twice. All right. If you guys have more questions, feel free to message me if you want to work with me in any of the 3 formats that we talked about, one-on-one coaching, small group coaching, or my course. Go ahead and message me as well. And as always, of course, those links are in my bio as well. But yeah, new small group coaching August 18th begins. So you got 2 weeks to join. I'm not sure how many spots I have left. I maximize the number of people in my small group to 10. Because I want to make sure that people get enough one-on-one time that they need. And if I just have 50 people in there, that's nearly impossible for me to manage as a coach. I want to make sure that there is massive amounts of value for what you are paying for. All right. Love you all and hope to see you. Maybe I'll be on here next Sunday. I need to do better at lives. It is always on my to-do list, but back to what we were just talking about a minute ago. All right. Have a great Sunday evening / afternoon, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye. I have to turn everybody off one at a time. So, this is